grade, Mrs. Cowan here. So the other day you were talking about quadrilaterals with Miss Napier. So today we're going to play a little bit of a review game. If you look, I have 4 shapes in the middle. And we're going to figure out which type each of these quadrilaterals is. So our options are rhombus, trapezoid, square, and rectangle. I'm going to quickly read over the attributes of each shape for you just as a reminder. So a rhombus has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Remember, parallel sides are sides that will never touch. They have 4 sides of equal length, meaning they're all the same length, and they do not have to have right angles. Again, a right angle kind of looks like an L. For a trapezoid, it's 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel. Lengths and sides can be the same, and the angles do not have to be right angles. For a square, we have 2 pairs of those parallel sides, and they're opposite from one another, so they're across from each other. And 4 sides are equal lengths and 4 right angles. For a rectangle, we have 2 pairs of parallel sides that are opposite, 2 pairs of sides that are equal lengths, and it has 4 right angles. So let's go ahead and look at this first shape. You know, it's definitely a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides. So let's see, let's look at our opposite sides. So these 2 are opposite because they're across from one another. And if I'm looking at them, they don't look like they're ever going to touch, so they're parallel. Same thing with the other set of opposite sides are also parallel. So this shape has 2 pairs of parallel sides. And let's see, if I look at each side, they all seem to be about the same length. So I have 2 pairs of parallel lines, and all 4 sides are the same length. Now the last thing I'm going to look at are the angles. None of these angles seem to make an L, so there's no right angles. So I want you to figure out which shape this might be. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides. It has 4 sides of equal length, but it does not have right angles. I'm going to give you a minute to think about that. And if you guessed a rhombus, you are correct. Let's go ahead and look at this next shape. And you might know this one right away, but let's just make sure you're right. So it has 4 sides. All 4 sides look to be the same length. Here's a set of parallel lines. Again, they're across from each other and they're never going to touch. Here's another pair of parallel lines across from each other and they're never going to touch. See, and if I look at the angles, all 4 of them make an L. They're all right angles. So this shape has 2 pairs of parallel sides that are opposite from each other. It has 4 sides that are all the same length, and it has 4 right angles. So this shape must be a square. 2 more. Let's look at this one next. 4 sides. These 2 sides are parallel. They're never going to touch, and they're opposite from one another. These 2 kind of curve in, and eventually when they get to the top, they're going to touch each other, so they're not parallel lines. So we have 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel. See, maybe these 2 sides are the same length, but not all the same. All the sides are the same length. And if I look at my angles, it doesn't look like we have any L's, so it doesn't look like we have any right angles. So this is a shape with 1 pair of opposite sides that are parallel. The lengths are not all the same, and it does not have right angles. So I want you to think about which shape this one might be. And if you guessed trapezoid, you are correct. The last one we have, you would think it goes with rectangle, but let's just be sure. So a rectangle needs to have 2 pairs of parallel sides that are opposite. Okay, these 2 sides are opposite. Are they parallel? Yep, they're never going to touch. These 2 sides are opposite from each other or across from each other. Parallel, never going to touch. So yes, we have 2 pairs of parallel sides that are opposite. Let's see, the next one says 2 pairs of sides that are equal lengths. So these 2 are the same length. These 2 are the same length. 2 pairs that are equal lengths. And the last thing says 4 right angles. Again, a right angle makes an L. If I look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 right angles. So yes, this shape is a rectangle. Sometimes a shape can be considered more than one thing. So if I look at my square, it has all the attributes of a square, but it also has 2 pairs of parallel sides that are opposite, 2 pairs of sides that are equal length, and 4 right angles. So a square can also be considered a rectangle. When you do your assignment in Google Classroom today, a couple of the questions are going to ask you all of the names of the shapes that apply. So don't get tricked up on that one. You can go to your Google Classroom and complete today's assignment.